Hello guys, Fred here from Pro Tennis Trader. Hope you're well. So in this video, I'll be sharing with you my pre-tournament strategy selections for Wimbledon, which of course starts on Monday, the 30th of June. Now I am running my Platinum Trader service for the duration of Wimbledon. I'm also running it on a monthly basis, but you can get a special price just for the 2-week period covering Wimbledon at protennistrader.teachable.com. But back to this pre-tournament strategy. So this is a strategy that you can adopt, of course, before any tennis tournament begins. The general idea is that when you back a player before the tournament starts, their price will shorten as they progress through the tournament, and hence we can take profits along the way. But of course, it's not as black and white as this. You simply can't randomly select any player and expect to make profit as they simply just glide through each round of the tournament. You need to have a clearly defined strategy with, of course, a risk-managed approach. And I've done a video a while back covering this, so please check out this video, which of course the link is in the description box below. But for the purposes of this video, I'll just recap on the criteria that I look for before telling you my selections. So I adopt a 4-point staking plan. So I'll only ever be risking a maximum of 4 points on this strategy. Now, if you want to know more about my banking strategies and risk management approach, then you can take my free Introduction into Tennis Trading course. Now, essentially, my trading bank is made up into an overall of 100 points with a 4 points per match risk strategy. So with this strategy, we are adopting the same level of risk as we would do in a usual tennis trading match. Now, one of the reasons for this strict staking method is due to the fact that very often you may have a number of match risks happening at the same time. And of course, you don't want to run out of your bank to fund your trades due to the funds being tied up elsewhere. So before we move on to how we are going to attribute this 4-point stake, let's take a look at some pricing. So essentially for this strategy, I classify players into different risk categories, and this will enable us to evaluate the level of risk and therefore calculate the stake for each player that we are backing. So there are 4 categories. There's category 1, which are low risk players. Category 2, which are medium risk players. Category 3, high risk. And category 4, very high risk. Now, of course, much like when we are placing any other types of trades, the level of risk is directly proportionate to the opposing level of reward. So with low risk, you get low reward. With high risk, you get high reward. Now, of course, this level of risk is directly relative to probability. So low risk, low reward, higher probability. Higher risk, higher reward, lower probability. And so this is the criteria that I use to classify players for the purpose of this trading strategy. So for category 1, these are players priced under 5.0. Category 2 are players priced between 5.01 and 10.0. Category 3 are players priced between 10.01 and 20.0. And then category 4, which are our very high risk players, these are players priced above 20.01. So here is the staking plan for this strategy. Now please remember, we are only risking an overall trade stake of 4 points. So this is how I attribute these 4 points. I'll place 1 point on a category 1 player. So this is a player priced under 5.0. I will then place another point on category 2 players. Now these will be split over 1 or 2 players, depending on other criteria. I will then split 1.5 points on category 3 players. Now this may be over 2 or 3 players. And then for the final half a point, I will place this half point on a category 4 player, actually split between 2 to 4 players. Now these are very high risk, but of course if it pays off, they are high reward. Okay, so that is the staking plan for this pre-tournament trading strategy. Okay, so let's move on to my selections for Wimbledon 2025. Now, these are my personal selections, and of course, as a disclaimer, this is not financial investment advice. And if you do follow my selections, of course, you do so at your own risk. So, first off, category 1, I'm going for Sabalenka, So I'm putting 1 point on Sabalenka at 3.85. My category 2 players, which is 1 point, and I'm going to split that over 2 players. I'm going for Goff at 9.8 and Rybakina at 7.8. My category 3 players, which is 1.5 points, split over 3 players in this situation. I'm going Swiatek at 12, Vondrousova at 18, and I am just stretching this a little bit. I was expecting Draper to drop in just below 20, but he's actually at 25. That's absolutely fine. So I'm splitting 1.5 points, it's half a point on those 3 players. And for my category 4 players, which are the outsiders, but I think we've got pretty good value here. And then also, having taken a look at the draw, Fritz really has been on form lately. He's priced at 60. So this is half a point split over 2 players. So I'm going to 1/4 point on Fritz and 1/4 point on Zverev at 48. So just to reiterate, these players are not simply pulled out of a hat. There is a great degree of analysis that goes in selecting these players. Of course, including recent form, past performance, in-play stats, of course, focusing on the surface, and of course their draw. Now, please remember, you do need to have a strategy for when you're starting to lock in profit on these selections as the tournament progresses. It is not a set and leave strategy in the hope that one of your selections will win the tournament. You're looking to lock in profit as the tournament progresses, and also keep an eye on who your players could potentially face in the next round. It's because in some situations, you may find that a player that's doing well, price is shortened, and suddenly they're facing a much higher ranked player or a player who's really glided through and is in fantastic form. Now, just a note on the strategy, if you are looking to adopt more of a set and leave approach, you can, of course, just place your selections and keep an eye on the cash out option on Betfair. I wouldn't necessarily recommend this, but if you are doing that, set yourself a target of maybe 1 to 2 points profit. The moment it reaches that, simply cash out and take your profit. But I say, I have done a video on this a while back. The link is in the description box below for actually, running this as a proper strategy and being much more hands-on, looking at who your player is facing in the next round. So of course, once again, feel free to follow these selections, but as always, this is at your own risk, and of course I accept no responsibility for any losses that you may incur. Now, I hope you enjoy Wimbledon as much as I will, and just to remind you that I have reopened Platinum Traders. For Wimbledon, there is a special Wimbledon edition, which you can pay just a one-off fee, £22, and that covers the 2 weeks over Wimbledon. So I'll provide you with daily trading match previews with all of my strategies and of course full match reviews with exactly what strategies I used and all the detail of what I did during that match. Now, these are video and text and are delivered over Telegram, and there's also updates on Telegram as well. If you'd like to subscribe on a monthly basis, I've put it back down to the reduced rate of £33 a month just for the next couple of days. And of course, if you're brand new to tennis trading, you can take my video course, the free introduction into tennis trading at protennistrader.teachable.com. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do hit the like and the subscribe button at Pro Tennis Trader on YouTube. Now have a good Wimbledon, good luck with your trading, and I'll see you soon.